Hello there, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Today we are doing another reading vlog, but also, where I do like a discussion about the book versus the movie. We're doing that today with Call Me By Your Name by Aciman. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I think I am. This is a relatively short book. I haven't read. I don't remember when or why I picked this book up. Possibly when I first started BookTube. Hello, Ambulance. Thank you for joining us today. Probably when I first started BookTube and I saw this and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. I really don't know much about this. I don't know how good it is going to be. Honestly, I'm concerned, but we're gonna go through it anyway, because do I need to keep it on my shelf if I'm continuously concerned I'm not going to like it? Probably not, but this is a video waiting to happen, so we're gonna do it. I am going to read this book, and then I am going to watch this movie with that actor whom is very cute. This book is 248 pages long. There are 4 parts. If I checked in with you at the halfway mark between parts, I would be checking in with you after page 165, which seems a little like too close to the end. You know what I'll do? I will touch base with you some part between part 2 and part 3, whether it's in the middle of part 2 or at the end of part 2, I don't know. I'll touch base with you then I'll finish reading the book, then I will talk to you about it, then we will watch the movie. I will try not to get copyright claimed while I only add in my own face, and we'll discuss, differences, similarities, and what I think about both of them. So, I will just check in with you when I get there. All right. Okay. So, I had to kind of talk this through with my husband a little bit before I came back to you guys. This is how you pronounce his name. Aciman. Andre Aciman. The audiobook told me. I'm on page 122. I'm not sure if I can watch this movie. I'll probably get through it. I'm already halfway through, so I'm pretty sure I can get through it. I don't know. So this is all told from, the relationship is between a 17-year-old boy and a 24-year-old man. And it is told from the perspective of our 17-year-old boy, and he, seems to not know that he has an attraction towards men in some capacity. And when one of the rotating novelists, because his family hosts a bunch, one of them comes to stay for the summer, and it is the 24-year-old man. And our 17-year-old realizes that he does have an attraction to males. And it seems as if this is his first time. And it is so intense for him. Obsessive. It's all consuming. It's definitely like an infatuation to the nth degree. Like, there is a moment where he says, if I didn't kill him, then I'd cripple him for life so that he'd be with us in a wheelchair and never go back to the States. If he were in a wheelchair, I would always know where he was, and he'd be easy to find. I would feel superior to him and become his master now that he was crippled. Then it hit me that I could have killed myself instead, or hurt myself badly enough and let him know why I'd done it. If I hurt my face, I'd want him to look at me and wonder why. Why might anyone do this to himself? Until years and years later, yes, later, he'd finally piece the puzzle together and beat his head against the wall. It's so intense. Like, it doesn't feel healthy to me. And that's what I was trying to discuss with my husband. The authorial voice, because this is told in the perspective of our 17-year-old, the authorial voice, I am not positive, is discussing this in a completely negative way, or that maybe you should, be wary of this behavior. And I think it's because it's all being told from the perspective of the younger boy. And that sometimes as an adolescent, you do feel things so intensely for no reason, and they're this strong, but it just doesn't feel right. So that was a moment that made me feel weird. And then there's this other moment where he sneaks into the guy's room that the guy is staying in, and he like finds his swimsuit and like puts his face in it and kisses it and like takes it to bed with him. Then there's this other part where Elio, which is the younger boy, is talking about how if he'd said no to a young man's plea for fellowship, say no to that, and they should have you in hell feet first. I don't know about that. And then there's a lot of talk about almost like, not only is it okay that Elio has these feelings about a person of the same gender as him, but also that it's like they don't even touch on the fact that this is like a kind of a big age gap for their relationship, but they definitely touch on how the older guy is sleeping with another girl in town who is about Elio's age, and how like she should sleep with someone her own age, basically. They're blaming her. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they victim blame? But, like, none of this is even brought up in the sense that it was, like, for their relationship. But, like, if we were writing, like, if this wasn't a same-sex couple, like, there would be a very big issue about this being a complete age gap. Like, he's a minor still. And, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You'll kill me if you stop. I don't know. I don't know. The infatuation, the intensity. And like, here's the thing. I don't know if it would bother me this much if they were both adults. Like, if they're both adults, then they're just flawed human beings talking about, you know, their relationship and it being hard to have like complete intimacy and honesty with somebody. But like, it's not. And that's why they can't achieve true intimacy, is because one of these person in this relationship is a child who is not completely fully developed emotionally at all, and is trying to have a relationship with an adult who has been traveling on his own for a while, and that maturity difference is big and huge. And not to mention that it makes it easier to experience this book because it's being told not like we are in the current timeline, but Elio is removed and is telling us these events. And so that makes it easier. Like, we don't have to stay in these situations for very long, and he ebbs and flows between talking about this situation and telling us what actually happened in that situation. So it makes it easier to kind of just get through it. But I know if I'm going to watch the movie, it's going to be like how long of like whatever the runtime is of just cringy parts and like this rape of a child. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? They haven't done it yet, but like we're getting there. And like their names are obviously not important. Nothing is important. Just Elio's obsession with this man. I don't know, you guys. Maybe this might just end up being a book review about how I do not like this, and maybe no one should really read it. Like, what does this give? You know? What does this give? And like, maybe you could say the same for Lolita. Like, I never finished Lolita. I definitely read the beginning and I know what it's about. I never finished it, so like, I don't know what it gives, you know? Like, what's the point of that? And I don't know what the point of this is, really, either. Like, maybe this would be different if they were adults, and then we'd be talking about how hard it can be for people to achieve intimacy. If they were both adults, this would be a wonderful conversation about how, like, you can discover your sexuality, and it kind of changes the whole game about relationships and how you become intimate with another person, you know? But, it's not. It's about an adult and a child, and of course there's not going to be good, healthy intimacy there. He's a child. Like, I don't know about this. I have about 80 pages until the last part 4. So in case this turns out to be just a book review and no book versus movie, I will check in with you here. And then I'll check in with you at the end. And if I end up thinking that, hey, maybe we could actually do it, we'll watch the movie. I'm going to go look at what the runtime is. Because if it's too long, it's a definite no. It is 2 hours? 2 hours and there's more? 2 hours and 10 minutes? 2? And? It's not happening. I'm sorry. This has turned into a book review. I'm not wasting 2 hours and of my life. No. If this turns out to give, if this turns into like a horror at the end, maybe I'll watch the movie. There's a sequel. It doesn't turn into a horror at the end. I know that for sure. So this has to give for me to want to watch 2 hours and out of your damn mind. Hi, it's me. I'm here after a field trip to the water park. I'm exhausted. Let's go. Let's talk about this. I hate it. I do. I got to that peach part. The bruised and damaged peach, like a victim, lay on its side on my desk, shamed, loyal, aching, and confused, struggling not to spill what I'd left inside. So, why men must into fruit, I will never know. I will never know. Disgusts me. Now, they at this point have actually had sex. And right after they have after they have sex, Elio like starts to feel like not good and confused, and he doesn't like it, and then he wants to keep his distance. And I'm like, okay, so we're taking a path that like I can, like, it makes sense, like, why? But then he goes back to him, I guess, like, still trying to make it feel better, I guess. And like, maybe I can understand that, but like, and then he says, whatever happens between us, Elio, I just want you to know. Don't ever say you didn't know. Like, he knows. The adult knows. I don't know what his name is. I forget it as soon as it's said to me. He knows what he's doing is wrong. And, of course, we're victim blaming. He wants to make sure that he can victim blame. Now, what's interesting to me is that we get this book entirely from Elio's perspective. So there's this moment on the tennis court where he feels so wound up because of this man that the slightest touch from him, he doesn't even know how to handle. Like, it's too intense for him. He says, after tennis once, I touched you, just as a way of showing I liked you. The way you reacted made me feel like I'd almost molested you. I decided to keep my distance. Like, the verbiage in here is saying it like it's still going to talk about this in the actual seriousness that we need to take it, that it is not okay. But this cute little fucking cover and like the way that Elio is just following this man to wherever the fuck we're going. Oh, they are going to Rome. I told my husband they're going to like Rome or somewhere. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But I was right. It is Rome. So they're going to Rome together. And then what? Like, this is not giving. What is this giving? Nothing. You want to talk about books that don't give. Like, if I was going to sit here and read about a situation like this, I'd read My Dark Vanessa, because at least that one has lines like, it has to be a love story. It has to, because my whole life was built on it. And if it's not a love story, what is it? That gives. So I guess I'll check back in with you. I'm at the final. Oh God, I am not at the final part. That's part 3, and then there's part 4. Holy godships. There's so much of this book left. I don't know when I'll check in with you. I'll just see you at the end of this complete train wreck of a book and video. Man. Wow.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do, that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
I finished it. I hated it. This is being paraded around like it is a love story, and it is absolutely not. I don't agree. I don't like it. Even if it wasn't for the fact that this child is a child, this man knows full well what he is doing, and like near blatantly expresses that he believes that this is wrong because, well, this boy is from Italy and I don't know their laws. This man is from the United States and he near explicitly states that he believes that this is wrong. They talk about molestation and they talk about things like that, and this, not good. I don't like it. I do not like it. And then, like, I can't even process what this ending is supposed to be. So Elio goes with him to Rome. There's this disgusting poop scene. Like, I'm sorry, but I had to read that, and so now I will be giving it to you. Oliver uses the restroom, and then Elio tells him, no, I want to see. And then he looks, and then he also uses the restroom without it being flushed, because that's romantic. But not only that, because he's using the restroom in front of Oliver, but Oliver, like, puts his hand on Elio's stomach as if to help the So there's that in Rome. And after, Elio is self-conscious about throwing up in front of Oliver. I'm sorry, what? make it make sense. Make it make sense if you're going to disgust me, okay? And then they have like a long distance relationship type thing. And then he comes back. It's been like, I don't know, a couple of months. Then he comes back and he tells Elio, I'm getting married. Obviously to not Elio. Like, he's getting married to some woman who he's been in a relationship on again, off again. But this whole time, he was leading Elio to believe that they were still having a relationship. Somewhat of one. They never discuss anything, rules, boundaries, nothing, because this is the whole book. It's about a lack of intimacy. But even at the end, we're not discussing anything. So this man goes off and gets married. Like, presumably Elio is living his life. He talks about a string of lovers who, like, he always compares to Oliver. And I'm like, you're rapist? Yeah? Okay. And then at the end, presumably they're getting back together or something. I don't. I hate this book. This year, I didn't think that there was going to be a book that I hated more than I hated House of Sky and Breath. Congratulations. Since I'm not watching the movie, I decided to watch the trailer and react to that for you guys because there's absolutely no way in hell I am wasting another minute of my life after I finish filming this for you right now. Not another minute.
So what do you do around here?
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night.
Sounds fun. All right, later.
Muscles are firm. Not a straight body in these statues. They're all curved. Sometimes impossibly curved, and so nonchalant, hence their ageless ambiguity, as if they're daring you to desire them.
Daring you to desire them. Okay, really quickly, they couldn't have picked... Timothy Chalamet looks so young. So young. And like the body of a child. He's giving child. He probably was, or at least close to it. He's giving young boy. And Armie Hammer is over here giving sculpted man. And you're still trying to parade this like it's a love story?
You only knew how little I know about the things that matter.
Oh, good. I just hate this.
You know what things.
You're saying what I think you're saying.
A true stunner.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
All right. Are we done? Can I be done now? In case you weren't aware, I gave this garbage a 1 star. Congratulations, I officially know what a 1-star book looks like. I'm done with this video. I'm gonna go read something happy. Thank you for coming to my rant review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you thought about this book in the comments. And I will see you next time. Bye!